Lucha-masks.com, in partnership with Mask Republic, give you personal protective masks to keep you lucha strong in the fight versus COVID-19. With world-class luchadors Blue Demon Jr., the Lucha Brothers, LA Park, Ultimo Dragon, Cain Velasquez, Conan, and so much more. Head to lucha-masks.com and you too can become a masked warrior. Lucha-masks.com, powered by Pro Wrestling Revolution.
You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, Lucha Central Weekly.
Welcome back to the Lucha Central Weekly podcast. We have a very special guest with us this week. He has wrestled for U.S. promotions such as CCW and AWS, but fans are more likely familiar with his work with one of the biggest lucha libre companies in Mexico, AAA. It's not easy being green, but with his unique look and style of lucha libre, he makes it look good. And he is more than likely, though I can't confirm it yet, he is more than likely being accompanied to this interview by his trusty lizard sidekick, La Yesca. Please welcome to the Lucha Central Weekly podcast, Mr. Iguana.
Oh, hello. There, La Yesca is here with me, too, so you were right.
Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason we really wanted this interview was for La Yesca. We cannot see La Yesca because this is audio, but I had a feeling that La Yesca comes with you everywhere, in the ring, in your interviews, traveling. So I figured that La Yesca would be with you today.
She's the one that got the contract. I just the guy that moved her. I travel in a cage, and she travels at first class.
Oh, there it is.
She's actually the brains behind your deal.
Of course, an Iguana puppet. It's the one that got the contract. Like Conan says, I'm gonna give the contract to the puppet. You, nah, no me sirve.
But you guys are a deal. You guys are, a team. So of course that's why you guys work so well together. It's one and the other. You can't have La Yesca without Mr. Iguana, and you cannot have Mr. Iguana without La Yesca.
You couldn't say it better.
Oh. Well, welcome so much to our show. We are all very excited to talk with you this week. We are all big fans. Every time we see you on our screens, we all have smiles on our faces. We can't help but laugh and enjoy ourselves when we get to see you on television. But I want to take kind of a step back first and ask you a little bit more about, your early time in Lucha Libre. And I wanted to ask, what are some of your earliest memories of Lucha Libre? And did any of that influence you to want to become a luchador?
Well, my first memories were when I watched AAA since I was a kid with my grandpa. And AAA had this Rey Mysterio Jr. First beginnings as La Lagartija, so la lizard. So that was the first character Rey Mysterio Jr. had before the Colibri. So it's like a lizard. That the idea came into my head. Then I watched La Parca, Psicosis, Octagon, and I started to grow. And in 2005, I had a student interchange. I live in Missouri in United States. So 2005, Eddie Guerrero dies. And this is very hard news because I like a lot Eddie Guerrero. So they give Rey Mysterio Jr. wins the championship, the World Heavyweight Championship in WrestleMania in 2006. That makes Rey Mysterio increasingly popular in Mexico. So Mexico the WWE became popular in Mexico again because Rey Mysterio is champion. So when this trend, they open a lucha school in my city in Culiacan. Like, you can train lucha here with the locals. So that's my first approach, and started training at 2008, and I debuted 2024, July 24, 2009.
Yes, and since then, I mean, we have seen you all over the internet, promotions in the U.S. and and of course in Mexico with AAA. You signed with them earlier this year. What did it mean for you to sign with AAA after watching them as a kid?
Well, it was mind blowing, watching it as a kid, and then I'm part of the biggest company in Mexico of lucha libre, and also to be with the most elite talent, you can say, because I wrestled like 11 years in the independent with CML, Nación Lucha, The Crash, with all the promotions in Mexico, some indie promotions in the United States, and AAA. They have like the most wanted talent. So being in there is like, wow, I'm part of the bigger thing here. And it's important for me also because my character changed. At the time I entered AAA, my character morphed into something else. It's the same essence, but I changed, like, my gimmick changed a little bit more. I use more La Yesca. I became more like a comic gimmick, like Cassidy in AEW, like La Parca did. Try to do more comedy because that's the concept and the role I have in this promotion now. So it's very mind blowing for me. Like, oh, now in AAA, and this is my role. This is my character.
Yeah. What inspired your moves and your mannerisms? Because you really move, and it's very much like an iguana, and it's so unique to wrestling and lucha libre.
Well, the first was like the iguanas, because where I live in Culiacan, there's a lot of iguanas, and it's the only animal you can see when they became prey. They jump, they skydive. And the way they skydive, they make a plancha-like pose. If you see iguanas landing, you see like when luchadors take planchas, they open their arms and their legs so they can't get hurt if they fall too high. So luchadors are the same.
So cool.
So I like a lot, like doing the same thing. Okay, iguana is the only animal here in Mexico that looks like a luchador. If you put a mask on an iguana. So I like it a lot. And then I said, well, but I don't want a mask. What can I say? What can I do? And when I started looking, there was one wrestler that inspired me a lot in his mannerisms and in his moves. And that's the Great Muta, Keiji Muto. Yeah. Because he paints his face, but he not only paint his face, because there's people that paint his face like Sting, like Ultimate Warrior, Jeff Hardy. But the Great Muta had like these facial expressions. He didn't see too much. He didn't say too much. He didn't say words. He just had this face that changed with emotions. He looked angry. He looked mysterious. The way he do the flashing elbow, the way he does the moonsault, it's like some character, some type of animal. So when I watched this, I became very excited to do a character that can do like an iguana and be this, you can't say acting, but a way of, I don't know. I don't know what the word is in English.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. That makes perfect sense. That's incredible. I love that story.
Oh, and the moves, you can say it's a mixture. I like a lot of doing grappling, because I do grappling. I do jiu-jitsu, so I like a lot of grappling. But when they have to be a high flyer, Dragon Kid, it's one of my biggest inspiration in moves. So all the Dragon Arana, the Crucifix Driver, all the things that Dragon Kid does, I do them, but with another, with my touch, because it's very difficult.
Yes. Yeah. I love it.
You mentioned that you are taking on more of the comedy aspect role, and we were just talking about how you have the mannerisms. I was kind of curious if there's if there was any inspiration in that, and how you kind of evolved into more of a comedy character, or just you were told one day you had to do it and you just kind of did it.
No, I think this is the original part for me because, I watch a lot of comedy in wrestling.
Mhm.
One time, when I wrestled CCW like 2 years ago, one day before we perform in a promotion called New Fight Pro in Philly, and they had like kaiju monsters fighting. They have Jordan Oliver fighting Shark Saber Jr., and it's an inflatable shark, and the shark was over always. So, and then the main event was Rat Riddle against Bill Avery or something like that, a guy that's thinner than me, and Matt Riddle kicked the shit out of him, and then the guy became super powerful and did a choke slam on Matt Riddle. So when this show was nuts, and I started to understand the style of American wrestling, or the style of gimmicks, the comedy wrestling, is not always it's not always they can't get you bored. And in Mexico, there's comedy, but you can't be all comedy because people in Mexico are like more bloodhounds. No, they like blood. They love high flying dives.
Yeah.
So when I started comedy here, it's my essence because I'm trying to do comedy all my career. I've been like a comedy wrestler because I always lose. I always they kick the shit out of me because I'm small or thin, and I always make faces. So it's like a cartoonish way of seeing lucha for me. I like Nacho Libre, and it's all comic, all nothing serious. At the moment I want to wrestle serious, well, it will be like a championship or something like that, a one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
But doing comedy is what makes me original because you're giving the people different things. You're giving the people. You're not giving them Canadian destroyers. You're not giving them poison recuranas or giving them topes. And no, you're giving them something different. And people laugh because they don't know when they're gonna see.
Yeah.
For example, the Yesca. When I came out with Yesca, I started to throw it to people, and people, there's no a script, or there's not something written that says, "Hey, you get to get back the Iguana puppet to the ring. You have to throw it back." No, sir. People throw it back naturally. I didn't tell them, "Hey, throw back that." No, they naturally throw the Iguana to the ring. So the Rudos grab the puppet and throw it to the people. And then next time, the Iguana gets back at 3 seconds later. So people start laughing. No, it's people. So this is the magic of lucha. This is the magic of the character, that the magic of being connected with people instead of doing the same thing because you're working for them or you're not working for you. If you're working for you, like, look at me, my character is stronger than everybody. Look at me, I can do a moonsault press with a corkscrew. But people will say, "Oh, that's cute," because there's like 100 Westerners that do the same thing. But they see a guy with the face paint green with an iguana puppet. There's no other like that. And they laugh.
True. It's true.
Very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of your unique look and approach to lucha libre, something that I think has gotten a lot of attention as well is your social media presence and how your look and your messaging and your content has just spread throughout social media, especially to say like an American audience like ours. You've gotten a lot of recognition for your work and who you are, especially with promoters. Can you share with us a little bit about your philosophy and strategy behind your social media, and how you've been using that as a tool to help, share your work with others?
Well, first of all, I have to say you had to first trust in your work, because there was a time when I only have like local wrestling, no? Like on my state, or like in very few local parts, local bookings. So when I started to trust my work, like I always wrestle like in the first or second match, but the people was the one that loved it most. On the like, they always cheer me, and not the same event or the main event. So I say, promoters, I put in my Facebook, if you if you book me in your show, and you don't like my work, and people don't cheer me, and people don't like my work, I will pay you back my plane, my hotel, and my fee for wrestling. And that bet was taken by a lot of promoters in Facebook, and I never lost the bet.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, I've never lost the bet. So
I believe that.
That's the reason they like start to fly me to Mexico, to Monterrey, to Tijuana. And there was a time when they started to do it. There was a promoter called Riot Wrestling in Monterrey, and there was these guys that love wrestling too. This Rob Viper and Lucha Blog, these guys from Twitter, and they watch me there, and they're like, "Whoa, they can start to create gossip too." This guy called Mr. Iguana exists. There's a guy that exists. It's called Mr. Iguana and does this. So they start to spread the word, and also in other promotions they start to spread the word. This guy made a bet and never lost. So I started to work with that in my social media presence, like doing videos. I studied communications degree, so I worked in a radio for 10 years. I worked in some kind of television. I did some audio in some local films. So I know exactly how to make video, how to make communication in screen, how to make audios. So I try to do all these things I learned in my degree, in my career, and mix it with lucha libre. So there's these platforms like Twitter, like Facebook, Instagram, most recently TikTok, that I don't like that much, but my main how you say audience are kids.
Yes.
And it's insane how many kids are in TikTok. It's insane. And like I can upload Jessica doing some scrambled eggs and have like 10,000 views. It's insane. And if I do a video of personal defense, I did like last week a personal defense video with a woman, and I uploaded in YouTube and Instagram and that stuff, and they have not that many views. Like, whoa, this world is crazy. You had to be innovating for different audiences, like for kids to learn or to laugh, for the older people, the older fans that I have. For example, I have a podcast in Spotify that it's in Spanish called Recién Horneado, just baked in English. And it's from music and other adult things, another 420 related things. And in Instagram and other stuff, I try to be more like my person. So my advice to wrestlers most of the time is being original and focus your work, because all the wrestlers are like in all their platforms, the same message, the same photo, the same. So people that follow you in that is like the same thing. But if you do different audiences, different things, different videos for different targets, you will get different reactions and you will get the word spread. For example, there was this entrance that got viral.
Oh yeah,
that I got viral.
I know the one.
So that show was called 420, and there was like all the wrestlers were like messing around. When we wrestle in Riot, we are like very happy. It's a lot of indie talent in Mexico and United States. So this there is Latigo for AAA and says, "Hey, you should come out with this song that it's a trend." Like, I will do it if all the locker room comes with me. And we did it, but we didn't expect to be so viral. We didn't expect to be around the world dancing like that. So it was unexpected, but that kind of things only happened in there because there was other promotions that started to say, "Hey, do the same entrance, do the same entrance." And like, no, man, I can't do the same entrance here because people is different in that place. And for example, if I do this entrance in, I don't know, PWG or CCW, AWS, any United States promotion, it will work. But if I do it in Mexico in a small arena, when in San Juan Pantitlan, people are like, "Que mamá," they're like starting cursing, and like, "That's not serious, you clown," or you're doing. They're denigrating lucha libre, and so there you have to do things for certain audiences. Not in every part they're gonna take it. You know, it's like I'm gonna do comic things in an extreme show. You know, I'm not being. I won't be hitting you with my Yesca in a Zona 23 show. You know.
I've actually just saw speaking of more extreme show, I saw your match that you uploaded with Chris Bishop on your YouTube channel, and I loved that. Will we be getting to see you do any future work with
Well, I
CZW?
would like. I have a very good relationship with DJ Hyde and Michael Angat. My friends are there. Whenever I'm there, whenever AAA has shows near, I don't know, maybe the Expolution that's close to Philly that time, I was able to.
Yeah.
I'm always able, like,
Yes.
if it was my house. CCW is my house there, so I have a good relationship with them. Anytime I'm there, they will book me. But that time was last year before WrestleCon, because it was close. CCW Dojo was close to the WrestleCon in New York, so I came to visit, and I love because I had to do a master class with the students, and the next time the CC Dojo show that the students got to how you say, train with other guys or wrestle other guys that don't know. Chris Bishop was he has another character that it's a lucha character with a mask. So when he is face, he does this character. When he's heel, he does this Chris Bishop character. So it helped him a lot to learn bass, helped him a lot to understand lucha times, because he was how do you say when you're out of air? Blown up. He was blown up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He even says me in the video, "Hey, slow that bit down." And like, hey, that's the style. That's the style. You have to be fast. But it's true, because we were doing American wrestling with Andy Brown last year in AWS. It was the same. I was doing only lucha, and he was like, "Hey, slow down." Slow down. And a day before, he was in PWG, so he was very tired.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. We have a phrase for that. We call that lucha cardio, because
Lucha cardio.
everybody moves super fast in lucha.
And it's because in Mexico City, the air quality sucks, and it's like a very high place. So being in Mexico City and have cardio in Mexico City is very, very strong. I live here in the north, in Sinaloa, so it's by the sea. So I don't have the same altitude as Mexico City. And when I wrestle Mexico City guys, I'm like, blown up. No, it's hard. It's hard.
It's lucha's a very hard sport to even in the best of conditions there by the ocean in Sinaloa. I'm sure you had to work very hard to keep up that pace.
Yes, and not only like doing lucha, also receiving or also screaming. On last April that I wrestled Dr. Wagner, he and me that both we were tired because we weren't having it was the time the pandemic was strong, so we couldn't train the same way as we trained before. So, I mean, I don't know if he trained, but I didn't train as hard as I was training when the pandemic wasn't there. So when we were still together, and it was a small match, like 8 minutes or 9 minutes, I felt very quick. But at the end of the match, we were like, oh, dang, you still have it, I said. For being that old, you're fast.
Speaking of your match with Dr. Wagner Jr., we saw in April. Who else on the AAA roster do you want to fight next?
It will be nice to have a one-on-one match with I would like Abismo Negro Jr. because I think he's very, very talented. He's very talent-based. He just needs the guy, the heel, the face guy that he can move, so he can looks a lot. I would like to challenge Daga too, because I would like to have a grappling contest, because both we know jiu-jitsu. And it will be interesting if people will say, hey, that lizard knows how to lucha. He actually knows how to grapple. That's amazing. And I would like also a match against Pentagon, because he's a very good base. Very good base. I saw the match against Vikingo and like, oh, he still got it too. Yes. That's like my three top: Daga, Pentagon, and Abismo Negro Jr. Also, Villano Tercero Jr., it's a very, very good wrestler. I think he's very underrated. He should be having more time in screen, because it's amazing that guy how he likes to die. And he doesn't. He don't die. So I like that idea a lot, because I like to die a lot too. But I don't die too. So we both will give a mutual suicide in a match, but it will be cool.
Yeah, it would be very cool.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's Denise Salcedo here in Lucha Central with a reminder of where and when to catch all of the great network content this week. Get the full lineup and listen to all of our shows in the podcast network section of luchacentral.com. Sundays on the Lucha Central Facebook page, world-traveled shooter of the camera kind, Jerry Villagrana goes mano a mano with a fellow photographer to throw down about some of their favorite photos they have taken at Lucha Libre events. Monday, Business of the Business returns as Mass Republic President Kevin Kleinrock takes you inside how your favorite Lucha Libre merchandise gets made. On Tuesdays, Mass Mats and Mayhem takes you inside the world of Lucha Underground as they take you weekly through the series with the benefit of hindsight and the benefit of special guests from the groundbreaking series. Check out the premiere video stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Lucha Central YouTube channel and at luchacentral.com. Then listen to it on your favorite podcast platform every Wednesday. Tuesday nights live, it's Wrestle Boss, where Fabi Chulo talks MMA and pro wrestling with special guests and listener call-ins. Visit WrestleBossLive.com Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to listen live or call in with questions, or download the show on podcast platforms on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights live on Facebook, it's Spanish show La Mesa de los Márgaros, giving you both the news and the chisme from around the lucha world. Special guests and a whole lot of fun make it one of the most talked about shows in Mexico. Thursdays, it's Straight Out of the Bodega with Papo Esco and PWR promoter Gabriel Ramirez, as they have guests from throughout the wrestling world pull up to give an inside look into their careers. From indie standouts to television superstars, each week brings a new name and perspective. On Friday, it's your double dose of Lucha Central Weekly podcast, one in English y el otro en español. Lucha Central Weekly is where you'll find all the top stories of the week, both inside and out of the ring from Mexico and anywhere luchadores are in action across the globe. Be sure to subscribe and follow all your favorite Lucha Central Network series on your favorite podcast platforms, either by their own series name or subscribe to the Lucha Central Podcast Network show pages to get all of the shows in one easy feed. And please consider giving a rating to help more fans find the shows that you love. For now, this is Denise Salcedo signing off from Lucha Central Central. Have a great week.
I've also really been loving recently your Consejos Verdes videos on YouTube. Will you and Yeska be making any future videos? Like, is there anything that you can kind of give us a hint about that we'll
Well,
be
I
seeing in the
started doing the
future there?
videos like for giving like children, like a parody of children advice, with the pup. Because
Yes.
because I felt
Yeah,
like
I love them.
people. I've seen a lot of wrestlers and another guys doing content in this pandemic, and they're like too how you say, it's very obligated, like they do it because they don't have nothing, but it's not funny, or so I'm like, okay, I'm doing these videos too, but as horrible as them, but bad edition and thing. So yes, because I will not make the HD videos that they make, like, I don't know, with GoPro and stuff. Nah, try to do children advice, try to do some positive advices, like for a content of our family, like personal defense and nutrition, vegetable diets that I'm following, like my lifestyle, but the things that I would like people to do. I won't put a shirt that says, hey, it's 100% big in a AAA show, but I can do a video like explaining kids, this is like eating plants, eating food, or I can explain kids personal defense with the Yeska, trying to do that part, to make content to people and learn something, not only like, hey, watch my video, it's me doing stuff. No, it's watch the video of this guy doing like a tutorial.
Yeah, I actually had my wife watch your personal defense video. It was really informative.
You enjoy your wife
I
doing
really
you
enjoyed that one. Yeah, yeah, she was really wrenching my arm there, but I was glad
I think
she
it's
was
very
learning.
important,
So.
and most in this time that there are a lot of this year is crazy, and with all the feminist protests and all the world, but they need to defense. They need to have self-defense. More women and children too. I specify in the video that this technique can be used by kids for defense and for bullying in the schools. I've been learning. I've been teaching before having my lucha career. This backed up like 2 years ago. I teach kids in a gym to self-defense classes for kids anti-bullying, for jiu-jitsu and Krav Maga for them, because
That's so cool.
it's amazing how they get bullied and they don't know how to fight. They don't know how to control a situation. So maybe in the street they have this situation, a guy that wants to do something. You'll be amazed how a kid, 7-year-old kid, can choke you out. Amazing. But it's something they have to learn. I mean, instead of having a weapon, instead of of doing violence, he can choke out a kid, or he can choke out a guy that wants to attack him or wants to adopt him. While the same as women, if they have an attacker, well, they can control him in a bar, they can control him in the streets, instead of doing some harm. Because doing harm, you get in legal issues and stuff. So better to control people. And that's when I say in the video, it's better to be a warrior in a land of flowers than being a florist in a land of war.
Yes, agree. And it's very it's empowering. What you're teaching is not just what to do when you're in trouble. It's empowering people to feel comfortable with their strength and that they have power within themselves to take care of themselves in a situation like that.
I have a philosophy,
Self-confidence.
It's because I became sick of the influencers from my country. Well, also all the world, but in my city, in my country, there's like these kids with a lot of money doing a lot of with a lot of views, something like Kardashians in the United States. So these guys are called influencers, but it's guys that have a lot of fans, but they don't do nothing, just having money. So I always thought that this world needs more heroes and less idols, because an idol is a guy you can like, but he doesn't do nothing by being an idol. But a hero is a guy that changes the world. So I always tell people, I prefer to be a hero, or be the guy that always suffer, than be some kind of Fugazi idol.
That's great. I really like that that line in particular, about needing heroes and not idols. It's a great way to encapsulate that whole philosophy. I really like that. So you were teaching self-defense before. You've been doing video content now, and you mentioned your training issues that were happening early in this. What have you been doing during the COVID-19 to work, to either train or do something new and different with yourself? Is it just the video content? Is there something that you've been doing at home, or are you training in new and different ways?
Well, I'm in training, and right now I'm in Mazatlan, and it's a beach city, and I lived in Culiacan. But in Culiacan, I was when I was working on a radio station before signing with AAA. But I already quit the job because, well, AAA it's paying me
right.
It's paying all the wrestlers in this pandemic, so they're taking care of us. So every month they give us a help. They call it help, like an allowance every month. So I've been surviving with that. I've been surviving with my saved money, with my merch, with my shirts, my dolls and stuff, and also, well, that's in the economic part. And then when I moved here to Mazatlan, because there's a beach, so I can train in the beach, because in Culiacan there's no gyms open. There's like
right
a lot of Culiacan is a very hot city, like I don't know how much Fahrenheit, but there's like 40 degrees Celsius, so it's very hot, and it's very uncomfortable to work out there in the free air, because you can't work in gyms. So I moved to Mazatlan, and I work out here in the beach. I do jiu-jitsu drills. I do weightlifting with some sea rocks. I doing some like animal training, like the caveman training also, because I like this. I think this is the best the best conditioning you have. The best gym is the sea. It's the outlands. Because before, how people train, there were no gyms, there was no weightlifting, there was no protein, there was nothing like that.
Right.
You have to train with everything it's in there, the nature. So I want to see guys trying to do cardio in the beach, running in the sand, 4 kilometers, like they run in the street. They won't get like 2 kilometers all blown up.
Yeah.
So that's my gym. It's the sea. So I'm becoming like training most of time, being fit, because lucha, I can train lucha with guys. I got on my notebook and start watching my old videos of lucha. I see a lot of Skydy work, a lot of
nice.
Aaron Navarro work, a lot of comedy wrestling work. I've been looking a lot of Orange Cassidy work in AEW, and most of that I have to put attention of that, because that comedy wrestling and mixture of wrestling, it's my style, you can say. That's the things I have to do. Not the same thing, but just the same context. So I had my homework at school.
Yes.
That's my homework.
Yes, and it's very popular now, comedy, but I think you made such a good point about taking influence from other people and making it your own. And I think that goes back to what we talked about with your originality and how popular you've become, because you are truly like no one else that we see in lucha libre or in wrestling in general, both on the American and Mexican side. You talked earlier too about your influence with young kids, and recently you had reposted a picture of a young boy who had his birthday themed after Mr. Iguana. Are you surprised at all with your strong fan base with kids?
Yes, a lot. I didn't expect to see a piñata of me. I thought that they will come. That day will come with a protest or something like that, but never with.
Never full of candy and for good reasons.
No, I mean how like that. Like Will Ferrell say, that escalated quickly. I don't. I didn't imagine that so quickly. So, but well, part of it is that the character is very can get easily with the kids, because kids love like super characters or funny characters. They're not like that same mask guy or the same guy with a black thing and with a cool name. Now they look at the guy with a puppet and the green face, and I think also my decision of not wearing mask and not having hair will make this like more dynamic position, because not having hair was a decision of mine. Well, I'm part bald now, but when I started, yeah, you feel me. But when I started wrestling,
me too. I feel you.
I have very long hair. There's pictures of me in my Instagram. You can watch. I have very long hair, and I like. I bet my hair in a mask versus hair match, but they didn't did the match. The match didn't. They canceled the show. I don't know why, but I never lost my hair to anybody or won a mask. So I start to say, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of this. I wanna get my hair out, and my character will be like, he has no hair, he has no mask. What he has to bet, that's the thing that makes me even more bright, because
like you can never lose.
No, I mean, he will never lose nothing. He will never bet nothing. But if you bet something, well, this is my opinion. Most of this opinion is very, how you say, controversial with a lot of wrestlers, but this is my opinion. Once you get bet your hair or your mask in a hair versus hair, mask versus mask, you know somebody's gonna lose. So when they put in the rivalry, it's very predictable. Not who's winning or who's losing, but someone who lose, someone will be someone will be the better than the other. And sometimes the guy that wins is not better than the other guy. I mean, the other guy is more talented, but he loses because there's another factor. So I never wanted that to be a reason to measure my talent. Like, he loses he's losing his hair every time. He must be bad. Or he's losing his mask, he's very bad. No. I want to people measure my talent not because of hair or my mask. People will know my talent because I'm not in those matches, because I'm wrestling other guys. And most of wrestlers have this, with all the respect, that stupid stupid thought that I'm better than anybody. I'm better than everybody else. I came to this business to be better. That for me, it's, well, not for me. I'm not coming to this business to be better than everybody else. I come to this business to make a different character. I came to this business to give people a character they haven't seen, a character that they won't know what he's going to do, a character that will be in the main event one day, another in the first match, then in the second. Sometimes he's wrestling, sometimes he's grabbing an iguana puppet, sometimes he's under the ring, sometimes he's kissing a hiedra. I know. It has to be unpredictable. Lucha Libre has to be unpredictable, not scripted, not obligated rivalries. That's the reason I decided to use either mask or either hair, and wanted to have an audience with the people, with the kids, because kids are unpredictable. We're like, he's gonna lose, or he's gonna. No, kids are naive, but kids know how this works. The kids are the ones that give us they give us the audience. The kids are the most part of it. And if you understand kids thinking, if you understand what they want to see, what they want to cheer. You gotta get the kids smiling, and for per se, all the dad, the mom, the brothers, everybody in the family is smiling. So there's no boring, there's no bad times. Understand the kids, you understand the business.
I like that. That's such a good philosophy.
I do too. That's so cool. I noticed on your website recently that maybe, also
Yeah,
for the
Yeska
kids, the
had
Yescas
babies,
are
had like
coming for
5
sale.
babies.
Is that,
Aw.
Felicidades.
Gracias. I'm
oh,
doing a
so
video I
exciting.
was thinking right now that once I get the Yescas, I will do a video of Yeska reading an email of her lover in the United States. Like, do you remember me? Do you remember me? I have 5 of them in my home without food. So I send them to you. And Jessica will be like, no, I have 5 babies. That's like the teaser. And do I do another video like, if you want to adopt a Jessica, you have to call 111-680. And I will sell the Jessicas with a. It's the same Jessica, exactly the same Jessica. I will put them like how you say, a ribbon, color ribbon to look cute in the head, and then I give them a personalized letter of handwritten by Jessica, like, "Dear John, thank you for adopting my son, my daughter.
I love it.
I can't afford them. Thank you. Please watch her. She's a part of her family. All this procedure, all this, but it looks crazy, but people love it."
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that would be so sweet. Estoy llorando. I'm crying already. Such a touching story.
Yes, I love that.
Poor Yeska. Well, that's because she's from Los Angeles, so she's gringa. And when she moves to Mexico, well, she never got back with her lover.
Oh, that's so sad.
Well, Mr. Iguana, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining us on the Lucha Central Weekly podcast. Speaking of all of your social media and where people can find you, you do have a website, pongaseverde.com. That is pongaseverde.com. What kind of content do you have on your website?
Well, I have mostly all of my head content there, but in different menus. One menu is the blog of Don Verde, blog of Mr. Green. You can watch some of my latest videos of YouTube there. I have like right now an article of MMA and lucha libre mix. I have another menu that's called Recién Horneado. That's my Spotify podcast. You can hear it there. It's more for adults only. And I have my merchandise at the time. I will post it there. So if you want a merchandise, they can send me a mail or they can contact me on my other social networks. My social networks are easy. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They all Mr. Iguana, Mr.Iguana. But how I say here in Mexico, it's like the word marijuana without the A. That you have the name. That's the reason you're green.
Yep. Hey, we said it's not easy being green, but you make it look good, senor. So,
not easy being green.
But again, yes, you can follow Mr. Iguana on social media. You can check out his work on pongaseverde.com. Especially the podcast is very great. I listened to the episode of you sharing some of your favorite metal songs.
Yes. Last year, yes. It was my high school songs, and I remember that times because you want to grow and you don't listen anymore. Your high school songs. You're like, I can't believe I heard that shit. But
I know.
but now it's a different world. There's no guilty pleasures. Everybody like listen Snoop Dogg and then listen J Balvin and that stuff. So
right. Music has changed so much.
Yeah,
But yes, a lot of great
true.
content. Your merchandise is also on your website. Great social media following, great stories and videos. And again, thank you so much for your time. We are really looking forward to seeing you back in the ring, hopefully very soon with AAA. But who knows? It sounds like we never know where we're going to see Mr. Iguana next.
Of course, Auto Luchas is coming, so maybe you can see me inside the car running against the Rudo or in the ring.
Yeah.
In the ring wrestling.
Absolutely.
But yep.
Yes.
I'm hoping to see you at Expo Lucha next year too.
I'm
That's
excited.
I'm already making plans to go. So
I'm hoping to going because Expo Lucha it's great. I was amazed by the last Expo Lucha that was going to be in the Philly arena, in the ECW arena.
yeah.
I was very amazed when I see that, like, that will be a dream come true because the one night stand
Yes. So exciting.
pay-per-view that was, I don't know, 2005 or something like that. Was one
Yeah.
I love that place. I say, like,
Yeah.
like kind of place are great.
Yeah, it's a great place. My understanding is they're going to try to have it there again next year, so you may still get your opportunity, and I really hope to see you there.
Well, that will be Conan's decision. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Okay. Well, remains to be seen. So we are going to continue on with the rest of the show, but again, don't forget to check out Mr. Iguana on social media and pongaseverde.com.
Thank you.
Respetable público, lucharán a 2 de 3 caídas sin límite de tiempo. En esta esquina, el santo y el tabernario. Y en la esquina opuesta, Ludemos y el Bulldog.
La arena estaba de bote, la gente loca de la emoción. La arena estaba de bote, la gente loca de la emoción. Y en el ring luchaban los 4 rudos, ídolos de la afición. La arena estaba de bote, la gente loca de la emoción. Y en el ring luchaban los 4 rudos, ídolos de la afición. El santo, el cavernario, Blue Demon y el Bulldog. El santo, el cavernario, Blue Demon y el Bulldog. Y la gente comenzaba a gritar, sentían enardecida sin cesar. Métale la pinza, métale la fuerza, la quebradora y el tirabuzón. Quítale el candado, píntale los ojos, jálalo del pelo, sácalo del ring. Métele la Wilson, métele la Nelson, la quebradora y el tirabuzón. Quítale el candado, píntale los ojos, jálalo del pelo y sácalo del ring. La arena estaba de bote, la gente loca de la emoción. La arena estaba de bote, la gente loca de la emoción. Y en el ring luchaban los 4 rudos, ídolos de la afición. La arena estaba de bote, la gente loca de la emoción. Y en el ring luchaban los 4 rudos, ídolos de la afición. El santo, el cavernario, Blue Demon y el Bulldog. El santo, el cavernario, Blue Demon y el Bulldog. Y la gente comenzaba a gritar, enardecida sin cesar. Métele la Wilson, métele la Nelson, la quebradora y el tirabuzón. Quítale el candado, píncale los ojos, jálalo del pelo, sácalo del ring. Métele la Wilson, métele la Nelson, la quebradora y el tirabuzón. Quítale el candado, píncale los ojos, jálalo del pelo y sácalo.